I'm Debbie Galena with Register Real Estate Advisors. Welcome back to Whiteboard Mondays. Today, I want to discuss with you, now that you've applied for a property and your application has been accepted, what do you do now? These are the steps that you can expect the process to move through. Now that your application has been approved, your realtor will work with you to write the lease. The lease parameters, such as the day that rent is due, the amount that's due, the amount of security deposit, pets deposits, etc., will be lined out by the listing and leasing agent. They will let your agent know what to put in it. At that point, your agent will get with you, meet with you, go over the lease, and have you sign and execute the lease. The lease will not be binding until it's been returned to the agent that is leasing the home, and it has been countersigned by either the property management company or the owner of the property. At that time, a copy of the lease should be back to you. This should not take more than 5 days, and if you have not received your lease, you need to contact your agent and ask them to get it for you, because you will need it to take care of a few other housekeeping processes along the way. When the lease is written, it'll be within 48 hours after your application has been approved, and you will need to submit with it your security deposit. Your security deposit will be in certified funds, either a cashier's check or money order, made out to either the management company or the owner of the property, and will be held as security confirming that you will honor the terms of the lease and perform according to the parameters that are set out in it throughout the term of the lease. At the end of your lease, this amount of money should be returned to you if the property is returned in good condition. Also, you'll need to turn in your first month's rent and any pet deposits. Some leasing agents will allow you to pay this upon move-in. Some will require it with submission of the lease. So you should be sure that you have all of your money up front and that your agent has done her homework and taken care of getting those parameters lined out, and if there are any special payment arrangements that are to be made, that they have been well settled before this time. Next, the executed lease and addendums. You might have one if there's a pool on the property, that who will maintain the pool. There could be an addendum for lead paint if it was an older home before 1978. There are several different things that can be attached to a lease, and you need to make sure that your agent is aware of those and that they've gone over those with you, as those will need to be executed as well. The next thing is utilities. Your agent should give you the names and contact information for the utilities that will service that property. You'll need to make sure that you call them immediately upon getting your executed lease back. That way you know that you absolutely are going to get to move into the property and set up utility service, including payment of any deposits at that time, and let them know what day you're planning to move in. Your agent should also be contacting the listing agent or the owner and asking them to turn down their utilities so that you can have a seamless transition of those amenities. Also, mailboxes. Your agent needs to let you know if you have a community mailbox or if you have one of the old-fashioned at the end of the driveway mailboxes. If you have a community mailbox, that property is owned by the government, and you will not expect to get a mailbox key when you get your keys to the home. You will need to take your executed lease to the post office, and you will pay a $25 to $30 deposit for keys to the mailbox, and then once you move, you take it back to the post office and they will return that money to you. Another thing you need to have your agent find out is if the amenities that the HOA provides, such as a pool or access to a clubhouse, transfer to you as a lessor at the property. If they do, they need to give you the contact information for the HOA and find out what you need to do to get your pool tags and what kind of fees you may be responsible for. Then, the big day, you get to go to the leasing agent's office, and they'll sit down and go over their rules and regulations for the home. and they will give you the keys to the property. Once you've moved in, you're going to be very busy. But during that time, you have anywhere from 5 to 10 days, and this will be outlined in your lease, to return your inventory and conditions form. This is, you'll walk through every room. I recommend you take a nightlight or a lamp, test every plug, turn on all the faucets, make sure you have hot coming out the hot, cold coming out the cold. Look for any broken items or anything that needs to be taken care of the property, and note it on your inventory and conditions form. You have to return this to the property management company or owner, signed and initialed, and they should countersign it and return it back to you. At that point, that is the record of the condition the home was turned over to you in. And if you fail to spend the time to either turn it in or don't spend the time to turn it out in full, then you are saying, I'm so sorry, I love this property so much that I'm willing to pay for any damage that was caused previous to me being here. And this is not something you want to do. I recommend that you take a photo documentation of this process as well. And then, one last thing, every home that you move into that hasn't had someone living in can have maintenance issues. Maybe the yard needed to be done prior to your moving in since you're expected to maintain it afterwards. Maybe all the light bulbs don't work in the back of the house. Turning in the inventory and conditions form is not enough. You will need to find out the process when you go to your interview with the management company or owner, how to turn those requests in. They must be written, and the top of the inventory and conditions form does say it's not a maintenance request form, and they don't go off of that and decide to fix things. This is just a quick overview of what you can expect and why you need a real estate professional to help you navigate through the waters and make sure that everything is negotiated so that you are well taken care of and your family is protected. I'm available and would love to be your agent, or any of the other agents here at Register Realtor would be happy to help you as well.